Hey guys, Marsingin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so obviously earlier today we got the producer letter with the details and the reveal that the New Year Dual Dokkan Fest is going to be Daima, and it is going to be Super Saiyan Goku and Glorio. I already made the video going over their details, so do make sure you check that out if you haven't seen it. The units seem incredibly good. Obviously, with their details and stats being posted, they were officially tweeted out not long after the producer letter video ended as well. So people have already started to run the numbers, and yeah, I've seen some calcs for these guys already, and they are looking pretty good. But as always, when new units get revealed now, I like to make one of these posts just to get a general idea what people are thinking when they see all the details for the new characters come out, whether we are liking what we see, whether we are a bit apprehensive, or whether people are just straight up not liking what they see. I always like to put one of these out and get a general consensus from what's going on from the replies from the community. So as always, I preface the video by saying that if you didn't get to see the tweet before I recorded, it's possible you may have left a comment, because this video is not going up like the second I hit stop record. So if you did comment on the thread but it didn't make it into the video, either because the I'd already recorded it, or depending on how many replies there are, I don't want the video to be super long. If your comment doesn't make it into the video, please do go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But yeah, we're going to go through the thread here, have a quick look and see what people are thinking of Goku and Glorio. So straight away, there's already a comment here. I did reply to this one because it was not long after I'd made the thread originally, but they're going to age out in the 10th anniversary, not enough defensive mechanics. So, I mean, Goku on turn 1 has a 90% chance to dodge and 50% damage reduction. And like I say, I've seen the calcs for these guys, and they can get out to some insane numbers. Glorio also has a 50% chance to dodge, just built in as well. But with that permanent buff that he gets and the number of supers that he can do, I've seen calcs of him getting like how quickly he gets to like 2 million defense is ridiculous. If you're getting all them supers on the first turn, and then you get some good super RNG on the second turn, like he can be in the millions of defense like very, very quickly. So the units look incredibly good. I mean, we are, I guess, to a certain extent, we're expecting the 10th anniversary to have a certain level of power creep. But at least when you think about one of the hardest hitting supers in the game at the moment, you've got, if you think about Goku and Frieza, Frieza and 17 do like 2.7, Goku and Frieza do 2.8, and then when they drop below 50% HP, then obviously they're doing like well over 5 million. With the calcs that I've seen for these guys, like depending on how many turns it takes you to get to that last phase and get them to 50% or less HP, Glorio could potentially tank their super attack. Although he is physical, so type disadvantage would play a role as well. But either way, like this run, these units are going to be incredibly strong. So I don't think they will get aged out by the 10th anniversary meta. I talked about this on the podcast with the boys last time, but like it seems like they designed Gotenks very much to be a unit that could survive a certain level of power creep, because if he's getting his 777% defense buff, or he's fighting an enemy that has a Ki Blast super attack, like it's going to take a huge level of power creep for him to age out. And I feel like they designed him that way on purpose, right? Obviously to make him a tempting summon before the anniversary. And it feels like they've definitely done the same thing here with these guys, because they seem very, very good. If you're just a fan of just very good, very strong units, it's tough. It's going to be a tough skip for these guys, right? Because for a lot of people, you know, you should still save for the anniversary. By the time the banner comes out, it's pretty much going to be almost exactly a month until the anniversary. So there's not going to be much more chance now after this. Not an opportunity to get like a lot of extra stones, especially if you are like free to play, for example. So yeah, you want to be very careful, but these guys seem very good to me, and I don't think they are going to age out very quickly unless we get some insane power creep. So our boy Raldo says they cooked. Goku is incredible with a lot of utility. Glorio is crazy good as an attacker and a floater. They did phenomenally. Yes, like both of them seem very, very good. They've got very different, they've got very specific roles in the team, but they have a bunch of different things that they can do in different slots. So depending on the situation that you end up in on each individual rotation, like you can change up where you want to put them on the turn in order to get different results depending on the situation and what actually, you know, what the situation calls for that particular turn. So definitely seem like very, very good units with a lot of flexibility in how you use them, which I think is definitely a big advantage for some of these units, right? So very, very good. Annie, Go Tank's Agenda, they did an amazing job, especially with the animations. Yeah, the animations are insane. I didn't get them in my video earlier, but they have been tweeted out on the, like both of the Twitters. And man, the animations are insane. I saw one of those posts, I forget the account that always makes them, but there are a few. But the, like Dokkan versus anime posts where they put the super attacks like side by side with the references from the anime or the movie or whichever episode it comes from, and like the Daima ones are just ridiculous. Like they're almost exactly the same. They're just so good. So really crazy. A huge amount of work obviously went into the animations, which is really cool, especially when you consider that they are only, I say only, but you know, they're only TURs, the New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest, but they have put a huge amount of work into the animations and everything. So definitely very, very good. I was really, really impressed with the animations. So they absolutely cooked with those. Kits aren't anything out of this world to warrant summoning before anniversary, especially considering they're returning for Golden Week. I mean, I say, when he says they aren't anything out of this world, I mean, with the calcs that we've seen now, you could potentially, I do have to see them in game, right? I don't like making these sort of like solid rankings or anything, predictions before we see them in game. But I mean, just from the numbers that I've seen, Glorio might be the best TUR in the game, but we'll see. But there is a very good point here, is that, you know, the anniversary's coming up soon. These guys should return on the Golden Week banners. And of course, Golden Week, I think I saw a post earlier with somebody saying the estimate is that for when Daima finally finishes, like once the final episodes have come out, it'll be around the time of Golden Week. So depending on what the final fight of Daima is, like let's say the final battle of Daima is like Super Saiyan 3 Daima Goku versus some crazy new Margin like beast combination thing, whatever it's going to be, that could be the Golden Week Dual Dokkan Fest, and then obviously Glorio and this Goku return on those banners because they're due to return at that point anyway. And then obviously that would make a lot of sense with it being new Daima characters, and then having the Daima units return on those banners would make a lot of sense. So that's something that we could see. But remember, Golden Week, I mean, it's a little ways away. So if you are going to skip these characters, you know, you are going to have to wait a little while in order for them to come back around again for the first time. But with the anniversary not super far away, that's not necessarily a bad idea, right? Having to wait for Golden Week, because Golden Week, you think about the Golden Week units this year, and how good they were, and then think about these guys and how well they'll potentially age. I think waiting for Golden Week for these guys, probably a decent idea. But man, it's tough. Like I said, it's hard to think, like, obviously as a content creator, like I want to summon for them anyway, because I want to have them, make videos, take them into different events and stuff like that. But like I said, if you're someone who is just a fan of really good units that hit really hard, like really good defensively, like these guys seem to have a pretty good mixed bag of everything. So definitely very, very exciting. And yeah, like I say, the Golden Week units of this year, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Int Buu, very, very good. So if the Golden Week units for next year are on the same kind of level, Glorio and Goku being on those banners will be like an added bonus. So we shall see. Elfcon says both are good but aren't good enough. Glorio not being a villain will hurt him a lot, since most of his future teams are characters who use domains that hurt heroes types. I can see that, like he's talking about, you know, like demonic power, like Slug and some of these other characters having domains that debuff super types. But I think, again, with the numbers that I've seen for him, I don't think it probably even matters. why Goku doesn't have crit and no slot 3 buff. I mean, not every unit has to have a buff in every slot. Glorio does, so it does feel like he has a bit of a more well-rounded design. But Goku, I feel like his design, he can be put in slot 1, but he's kind of like the Prime Battle LR Tech Goku, where he gets a buff from being in slot 1, but he also gets another buff if he's in like slot 2. It's because the first one is slot 1 or 2, and then the other one is I thought it was slot 2 or 3, although this guy says no slot 3 buff. I'd have to look at his kit again, but I remember when we read it out, you put him in slot 2, he gets both of those sets of buffs. So he's designed to be a slot 2 unit, and he seems like he will be very, very good in that regard. No crit built in. I mean, he's an int unit, so I guess the goal is just give him crit in the hidden potential. But he's going to be incredibly good. Something I saw Goresh mention as well is Goku's super attack raises allies' attack for 2 turns. So if he does multiple supers, that buff applies multiple times. So if Goku does like a triple super turn, and then on the next turn you have a character that has like an active skill that does damage, that active skill is going to have like a 123% attack buff. So imagine like firing off the family Kamehameha from Gohan, like the turn after you've triple supered with that Goku. Like, that's going to be absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, he seems very good. Crazy to me, they're not good enough. I mean, they seem like they are going to be like easily top 5, but like they're potentially going to be the 2 best TURs in the game when they come out, but we'll have to see the numbers in game. Jonathan says, seen people say Goku is bad as he has no guard, forgetting he has dodge and damage reduction built in. Yep. Saving for the anniversary now, so likely won't summon, which I should have done a while ago. Yeah, there's been so many tempting things that have come out, like knowing that the anniversary is not far around the corner, but they've just been dropping some really, really good units. And it is really tough, like, to skip them all, even though you know the anniversary is going to be crazy, and it's like the best idea is to save for that. But yeah, they've been dropping a lot of tempting stuff. Mo, good choices. Bummed it's not Baby versus Super Saiyan 3 / Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That means Golden Week for GT. Dear God, they made both Daima Goku and Glorio broken. Yeah, they seem ridiculously good. GT and Daima were, I think, the 2 most likely picks going into this. So I wasn't hugely surprised there was Daima. But yeah, I could see the Goku and Baby. That's still something we've been waiting for a very long time. That could be something like Golden Week, Worldwide, some other dual Dokkan Fest setup. So yeah, it's a shame we didn't get that this time around, but plenty of opportunities for that to come a bit later. Dokkan Anniversary is in 30 days. Skip Daima. I mean, yeah, exactly. The units are really, really good, but the anniversary literally is in like a month's time. So it's going to be a tough one. Animations are great design-wise. Glorio seems busted. Goku seems good as well. So W in that aspect. But will most people summon on the banners? Probably not. Me, I'm not sure if I do summon. Not sure if I do summon will be for one of them, not both, with the anniversary around the corner. And yeah, that's unfortunately the difficult decisions that are going to have to be made. Is the fact that it's a dual Dokkan Fest, 2 separate banners to summon on, and we all know what it's like when, you know, you get a bit of bad luck on a banner and then you finally pull the unit and you've used a few more stones than maybe you originally wanted to, and then with a dual Dokkan Fest, it means you've still got another banner to potentially summon on as well if you wanted the other unit. So dual Dokkan Fest luck is always really hit or miss with me. Funnily enough, last year's New Year dual Dokkan Fest, even though for Global it came out a lot later, but Dragon Fist Goku and Hirudegarn, I did like multiple rotations on Hirudegarn's banner without pulling him, and then I think I did in one rotation pulled like 3 copies of him. So I went from having no copies in 600 stones, I think it was, to then having him at 79% in 750 stones. And that's not even taking into account the summons on the Goku banner. So doing that right before the anniversary, a bit crazy. So it's definitely tough out here if you want all of these units. But Lone Wolf says, glad it's Daima instead of GT, can easily skip now and save stones, but GT really needed the help. I mean, GT definitely does need some more buffs. Even if we get a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as part of the anniversary, like that by itself is probably not enough. But I mean, this is going to be the thing, right? Daima as the pick for New Year's is good for the reasons I was talking about in one of the videos the other day. Is if you don't like Daima, or it's just not something you're that interested in, you haven't checked it out yet and you're not really that bothered, then it's a good pick for the New Year's, because then it's an easy skip for you. and then you've got more stones for the anniversary. And then if you do like Daima, then it's cool that we're actually getting some premium Daima units, although obviously the flip side to that is then it's bad for you if you do really like Daima and want to summon for them because they're right before the anniversary. But yeah, there's a lot of this sentiment going around, right, where it's like, I'm glad it's this instead of the thing I really wanted it to be because now I can skip, which is fair enough because with the anniversary so close, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Glorio is my junior on crack with support. Goku is strong, but unfortunately he's mostly a dodge unit. Maxed out Goku is at 2.1 million defense, whereas Glorio, his first turn with 4 supers is at 2.5 million defense at 55%. I mean, if that is an accurate calculation, that is insane. His first turn with 4 supers at 55%, he's already at 2.5 million defense post-supering, which is ridiculous. So yeah, he is really, really good, and definitely going to put up some crazy numbers. Shavar says, I wish they weren't dropping now. They both look great. I'll have to wait until they return. Yeah, unfortunately, that is going to be the sentiment for a lot of people because these guys, as good as they look, like, it's a tough choice with the anniversary around the corner. DBZ Boy says they seem pretty busted, but it's not GT. Semi-stones are saved. Yep, exactly. As we said before, our boy here repping Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Ultra, they designed the kits very well, in my opinion. Both fit on their respective teams as good options if you don't have enough units. Unfortunately, they're a skip because of the anniversary. But the animations were absolutely phenomenal and the quality even more so. Yes, very, very good. Like, honestly, potentially some of the best animations in the game with just how clean and how crisp they are. Just really, really crazy good. Very happy with the animations. Their teams are certainly going to be very fun. The fact that Glorio has a 200% for demonic power will definitely make for kind of a fun team. And then Goku, I wasn't too sure on Goku's leader skill when I first looked at it, but I saw somebody making a post and it's like half of some of the best units in the game that have come out in the last year are all like on his leader skill. So his team can potentially be cracked and then he can give an insane amount of support. So that team's going to be really good. Vinyl says their kits and leader skills are insane. It's ironic seeing people complain that the main 2 characters of the show are the Dual Dokkan Fest instead of Goku versus Tamagami 3, when I kept seeing people say T3 wasn't hype enough. Yeah, like people were saying that when it was the Legends Fest thing. Like Goku fights Tamagami 3. Obviously some of this means nothing to you guys if you haven't seen Daima, but then they put him in the game in Legends, and a lot of people were saying that that wasn't like a hype choice. I think it makes sense to have Goku and Glorio first, and then I think, like I say, the next big Daima release will be once the series is over and we get characters representing like the final battle, and then that banner can have banner units and we can get some of the other characters that have popped up along the way as well. But who knows when that will be, we'll have to see. Mamba says they're really sick. I would have preferred Tamagami number 3 over Glorio, but Glorio probably has better categories to release him right now. Goku and Glorio are both very good. I mean, yeah, they're both very, very good. We did talk about in that initial video, obviously there's no like Daima Heroes category or anything because there's just nowhere near enough characters in the game yet. But, you know, we'll have to see how that it goes on and expands in the future. Fecto Stylus says, I love Daima and the animations, but thank goodness it's not GT. I can skip for free. Yeah, multiple people in this same boat. Like, even if you like Daima and you're happy with the Daima stuff, it's not high enough on people's, like, it's not the thing they most wanted. So it's easier for them to skip, which, like I said already, is absolutely fair enough because the anniversary is really going to be the big focus. About time Daima was in properly, old enough to remember the UI hype when it dropped with the episode. Units look solid, maybe best animations in the game. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm summoning a bit. I usually spend money during the anniversary anyway. Yeah, fair. But yeah, old enough to remember the UI hype. Like literally the episode where UI Goku debuted for the first time, and then the next day he came out on JP in UI Goku. And that kind of stuff is the most hype. Like if this Dual Dokkan Fest had come out like the day or two after that actual episode with these animations, like with the Glorio versus Goku fight, like that would be an insane level hype. So it's still new enough that they're still capitalizing on it, which I think is good. And yeah, you know, we got the free-to-play cards, but it's good to have actual summonable premium units from Daima now coming into the game. Especially because Legends has already done it. So you don't want Dokkan, as much as we don't care about Legends, they're different games, don't want Dokkan to be like super behind, right? Drace, shout out to the boy. Dokkan has done a very good job with the past few characters at making you second guess on getting them before a big celebration. Yeah, exactly. in my opinion, that's how it should be. Remember, they come back in like 3 months after anniversary for Golden Week, which could be Daima. Yeah, that's something we mentioned already. But yeah, I mean, that's it, right? That's the idea of a gacha game, right? They want you to summon for these units, and then especially so if it's right before the biggest, best celebration of the year, then it's like drop these guys who are absolutely busted, and then it, you know, people are going to be really tempted to summon for them and use up their stone pool that they've been saving for the anniversary. So but yeah, they will come back in a couple of months' time for Golden Week. But man, I also have seen, like, we'll get into more detail. I'll probably do a separate video about it when we talk about like summon or skip. But in the news, there is only one Dokkan event, right? It says like a new Dokkan event is coming. It's only one event, so potentially they're going to awaken with the same medals. I have seen some people speculating that maybe it's not even actually going to be a dual Dokkan Fest, and it's only going to be one banner with the 2 new characters on it, which I'm not sure how I feel about that, whether that's better or worse, because like we saw with people summoning for Gotenks, you could get a Goku Black Rift and pull Jiren, and there'd be nothing worse than like already getting a couple of copies of Goku, and then yeah, you just keep pulling Goku and not Glorio. But having one banner to summon on other than 2 is usually better. But let me know what you guys think. We don't know yet. Until we get any kind of data download, then we'll have actual confirmation and I can let you guys know. But Nando says, skip with the 10th anniversary around the corner. Dokkan thinks releasing Daima units have players summon before the 10th anniversary, even when they're busted. I know some or even most players will summon. This is a trap summon. Yeah, exactly. This is the definition of what a bait banner is supposed to be, right? The banner right before the anniversary, and the characters are insanely good. That's why it's bait, right? If they just dropped like, you know, Raditz in this time slot, or like AGL Scout of Vegeta in this time slot, like no one would summon for him because they're not that good, and the anniversary is coming, so it's what we call an easy skip. These guys are a tough skip because they're really, really good, and that is the definition of a bait banner. So Chili says, hype as hell. I don't know how the anniversary will surpass it for me. W all around. I mean, once they bust out those crazy, like, think how good these animations are, then picture what they're going to look like for the new, like, fusing Super Vegeta, Super Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, whatever it's going to be. Like, that stuff's going to be insane. Absolutely amazing. They remind me of how good the Gammas were. Interesting, yeah. Just an awesome idea for a Dokkan Fest and perfect timing. Yep, they haven't left it too long like they did with the superhero stuff. Glorio is the best unit in the game. They cooked with the animations as well. I mean, honestly, like I say, with the numbers that I've seen, when we see them in-game, like, it's very possible that Glorio could be the best TUR. And then DBS Smooth says, we up. So definitely some interesting opinions here. What do you think? I'm genuinely surprised to see a couple of people say that they actually don't think they are good enough. But I mean, like I said, I suppose for those people, it then makes it an easy skip for them to save stones. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you didn't make it into the video, if you commented on the post after I'd already recorded or something like that, do let me know your thoughts on Goku and Glorio down below in the comment section. Will you be summoning? Will you be skipping? Let me know all of your thoughts down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.